I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with huge amounts of uncertainty, but with grassroots heroes in the news through to feel the good factor for the Euros, the Olympics and other sort of sports successes, we have just shown how powerful sport and physical activity can be on society. For me, I would sum up this year as busy, intense and challenging.
Challenging.
I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with huge amounts of uncertainty, but with grassroots heroes in the news through to feel the good factor for the Euros, the Olympics and other sort of sports successes, we have just shown how powerful sport and physical activity can be on society.
But it's also been a year
For me,
of
I would sum up this
reinvention,
year as
inspiration
busy, intense
and growth.
challenging.
Challenging.
I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with
Magnificent. We've launched new programmes, new apprenticeship qualifications, launched a new youth board and a new strategy. We've also expanded our team, our board, and also worked with a larger, broader range of partners than ever before.
For me, I would sum up this year as busy, intense
and growth.
and challenging.
Challenging.
I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with
Magnificent. We've launched new programmes, new apprenticeship qualifications, launched a new youth board and a new strategy. We've also expanded our team, our board, and also worked with a larger, broader range of partners than ever
For me,
before.
I would sum up this year as busy, intense and challenging. I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with
Magnificent. We've launched new programmes, new apprenticeship qualifications, launched a new youth board and a new strategy. We've also expanded our board, and also worked with a larger, broader range of partners than ever
For
before.
me, I would sum up this year as busy, intense and challenging. I am delighted to welcome you to the 2021 Coach Core Awards, a charity I'm proudly ambassador for. It's been a heck of a year for all of us with
Magnificent.
huge
We've launched new programmes, new apprenticeship qualifications, launched a new youth board and a new strategy. We've also expanded our board, and also worked with a larger, broader range of partners than ever
For
before.
me, I would sum up this year as busy, intense and challenging.
I also want to say thank you to everyone who sponsored. We went green so as a part of that, I'm actually delighted that everything is but on a serious note, I also want to say last year we went today cameras at hand, smile away, and please but on a serious note, anyway, all that finished. Just to kick off, so despite the challenge in the last 12 months, last we are absolutely and that is no uncertain terms in the hard work today in this room. Some of those stories about what happened in the last 12 months today. So please strap yourself in, be ready to be inspired, warmed and motivated to kick off today's just
Thank you, Gary, and I would echo what he says. It's great to see people here. 24 hours ago, we weren't sure whether we were going to have people here, but it really makes it a special time to have you here, and thank you for doing that. So Coach Core is almost 10 years old. I've been lucky enough to be involved in it right from the beginning. And we heard a wonderful panel earlier talking about the difference that good coaching makes and bad coaching. And when we started this, we were pretty shocked, actually, to find out how many people, young people, were put off participating in sport because they'd had poor coaching experiences. I think most of us who love sport thought that everyone would want to be involved in it and would always see it as a great thing to do. But a lot of people were put off by poor coaching experiences. So we set out 10 years ago to build a cohort of world-class coaches. And 10 years further on, I think or almost 10 years further on, I think we're well on the way to doing that. Over 700 apprentices have been through the program, 180 employers, and something like 47 different programs. So, we've made a big start, but the good news is we're only just beginning. I think it's fair to say that never before has what we do been more important. We heard again on our panel about triumph through adversity, and if the last year and a half, 2 years has done anything, it's thrown an awful lot of adversity at everyone in this room and everyone who's involved in Coach Corps and wider society. But I'm also really proud to say that I think the charity and everyone involved with it has triumphed in a spectacular way. So from my heart, I want to say thank you very much to everyone for what they've done. We're now an independent charity. Last time we were here in person, we weren't. We're now an independent charity, so that's very exciting. And we've got really big plans to continue to expand throughout the country. Lots more apprentices, lots more employers, lots more programs. We're fortunate to have strong relationships with many partners and many supporters. So to everyone here in the room, I want to say thank you. You know who you are. I do especially want to call out Sport England. Stuart, it's great to have you here. Your support, your long-term strategic support is absolutely essential to what we do. We're super excited about what we can achieve over the next several years, and we're looking forward to working with you to do that. I genuinely get quite emotional, actually, when I come to days like this, because I'm so proud of everything that Coach Corps has achieved. And when I see everyone in this room, you embody what Coach Corps is all about. What I want to do, though, is just say a few thank yous. I'm actually going to start by saying, because Gary runs proceedings, and the one person he won't thank is himself. So I'm going to start by thanking Gary and the team. They have worked exceptionally hard over the last couple of years. When we decided that we were going to become an independent charity, we chose April the 1st. Probably wasn't the most auspicious date to choose, but turned out in the end to be quite relevant. I don't think any of us ever imagined how complicated it would be starting as an independent charity through a pandemic and through everything that threw at us. But I'm super proud of everything that Gary and the team, all of whom are here today, have achieved, and they, I think, actually deserve from everyone a quick round of applause. Thank you too to our amazing employers. We couldn't do this without you. The very essence of apprenticeship programs is that we need to have really strong relationships with employers around the country. And at a time when you've all had huge challenges in your businesses and organizations, for you to continue to put your trust in us and your sort of focus and attention into this program means a huge amount. So again, thank you very much. You've given all of our apprentices a hugely valuable experience, and we look forward to working with you all in the years to come. Our tutors, thank you. Again, one of the gold dust bits about Coach Corps is the very close relationship that our apprentices have with their tutors and their mentors. It's something that we're very proud of. We put a huge amount of effort into that, and I think the success of Coach Corps graduates over the last few years is testament to how that works. So to all our tutors and learning coaches, etc., thank you very much. But my biggest thanks actually go to our apprentices. Thank you for putting your trust in us. Thank you for taking the opportunities that you've been given and doing things with those opportunities that I don't think any of us really imagined were possible. When we started the program, we thought there's a great platform here for young, motivated, enthusiastic people to really take something and run with it. Excuse the pun. And I think we've just been blown away by what you have all managed to do with it. So thank you very much. You are Coach Corps' biggest asset. And I do therefore have sort of one request. Nothing like a free lunch, as you know. Please do tell people about Coach Corps. Please continue to be fantastic ambassadors for Coach Corps. Please be proud of Coach Corps. Please get out there in your communities and spread the word, because we know that there is so much more that we can do, And the more people who can get out and help us, the better. But the people who are the best advocates are the people who've been through the program, who are living embodiment of everything that Coach Core is good about. So that's my one request to all of you, please, for 2022. But thank you all very much. You've done an amazing job. And as we now sort of move on to the awards, the first thing I want to say is that everyone here in every category, and I know it's often a cliche, but you have done spectacularly well to be shortlisted. I mean, the nominations that we got for these awards were simply sensational. I sat on the judging panel for a couple of the awards. I can tell you that it is an incredibly difficult process you go through. I read through them all. I had 3 winners in each category every single time. I had to divide my marks into 2 to try and get different people. So it was very, very hard to do it. Everybody here has done fantastically well, so thank you very much. You all absolutely deserve to be here. I hope you enjoy it. We are very proud of everything the program does. These awards hopefully recognize that, but whether you take an award away today, whether you don't take an award away today, and to all our people who are watching here in the room, but also watching online, it is a cliche, but every single one of you are winners, and the program wouldn't be anything without all of you. So thank you very much. So time to get proceedings started. And this makes me laugh because 10 years ago, I never thought I would say these words, but I'd like to hand over to Hayden Skinner, 3 times World Cup bronze medalist, as we've heard before, World Championship finalist, and Coach Core graduate, which I think sums it all up. Hayden.
Right. This award is to recognise the achievements of previous Coach Core apprentices who have gone on to excel since leaving the programme, not just creating inspiring positive opportunities for themselves, but for those around them too. Let's meet the nominees.
Hi, I'm Keith from Hattrick. I nominated Anne-Marie Roberts for Graduate of the Year due to the journey that Anne-Marie's been on, going from Newcastle's finest dog hairdresser to Coach Core Apprentice last year. She passed that course with flying colours, and we were in a very fortunate position of being able to offer her full-time employment at Hattrick as a community sports coach. She's a brilliant leader within the community, a great local role model, and she's a fantastic example of the work that Coach Core and Hattrick can do in the community. Finest dog hairdresser to Coach Core Apprentice last year.
I have nominated Harry not only because he follows the Coach Core beliefs, but also because he goes above and beyond for everyone, including myself. Without Harry, I don't think I would have been able to excel as much as I have in my apprenticeship, because his belief in me has given me the confidence to step up, not only in work, but also in education. For someone who was an apprentice himself the year before, he has given me a tremendous amount of support in becoming a future coach. I would just like to say thank you to Harry for all his encouragement thus far.
So since the first day I joined at Shine, Nathaniel has taken me under his wing, has been there to support me throughout my whole journey at Shine. One of the reasons we got on so well was we shared a passion, which was basketball, which helped us get along and made our relationship improve a lot faster. The whole time Nathaniel's been an excellent role model to other coaches and the children and every single child he interacted with. Pleasure to work with, great guy.
And the winner is Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie has has excelled and was given a full-time role with Patrick. She is now on her level 3 and continues to inspire and change lives in Newcastle.
Anne-Marie, do you want to say anything?
Okay, thank you.
I'd also like to thank very quickly, again, those of you that were here for the first session will know Paul Hayden's been kind of thrown under a bus a little bit. He was coming here as a graduate to lord it up and have a nice free lunch, and now he's been pulled in sadly because of a sickness to one of our others. But Hayden, thank you. We really appreciate it. I've lost him already. He's there. Thank you, mate. Anyway, moving straight on. So congratulations, Anne-Marie. I'm now going to introduce a good friend of mine, Richard Burkitt, 4-time Premiership winner with his club Wasps in a 13-year career that afterwards he then coached in schools before coming full circle with his role now coaching in the Wasps women's team. Rich.
Thanks, everyone. This year, Coach Core, elected to retitle its tutors Learning Coaches. The fact that they are mentors, skills leaders, bigger brother, bigger sisters, as much as they are leading the education, is important to underline. And so we feel that the word learning and coach encompass those key skills perfectly. This year has been tough for all the learning coaches, but they've all gone above and beyond multiple times in the last 12 to 18 months. However, whilst the panel were left with the unenviable job of shortlisting in just 3 nominees, I have the much nicer task of introducing them to you. So without further ado, here are the 3 candidates for Learning Coach of the Year. Hopefully.
What is there to say about Brogan and the support of this programme? After 2 weeks of the programme, we went into full lockdown from a world pandemic. So,
What is there to say about Brogan and our support of this programme? After 2 weeks of the programme, we went into full lockdown from a world pandemic. So, Brogan was learning a new job, was local to Leicester and Leicestershire, but learning the new ways of being a lifetime coach, and met that head on, supported during her time on furlough, went above and beyond for her apprentices and the programme, and it's been a joy to work with, and certainly made our job easier, and hopefully has shown that through the development of the apprentices.
So, met Dave last September, so I've known Dave for just over a year, and just had a very positive impact on me, I would say. I would kind of consider him to be a role model to myself, No, Dave's just always been there for me. He kind of does the tough love thing, and I think it kind of suits me. So as long as, I do my work, Dave will give you praise. If you're the one that's messing around and falling behind, Dave will let you know about it too. So I think I appreciate the fairness of just how he treats all of us and just how he approaches every situation.
My name's Ben, and the reason why I chose Gordon was because he was a very inspirational tutor, and he worked with me really well. He explained things in great detail, and he made sure that everyone could understand it, even with my autism and with my dyslexia. He still managed to make it so that I could understand it, and so that he could make it easier but not too difficult for me, which is why I've nominated him, because he's really good at what he does.
It's a great team, so thank you to everyone.
Well done, Brogan. I think Luke was incredibly accurate, but also polite with the challenges that that team had. That Coach Called Leicester programme had 6 weeks under its belt when COVID first hit. And that is a group of learners that I think, if you lost one, like, it's an incredible amount of apprentices that have been kept engaged and moved through that programme. So massive round of applause to you, to Luke, and to the rest of the Leicester team. It's been incredible. Okay, moving on. So now, again, for those of you that were here this morning, you will have met Ebony. For those of you that have just arrived, Ebony is the 2018 Commonwealth Gold Medalist with over 100 caps for England, but more importantly to us, a very long-term supporter of Coach Court as an ambassador since 2016, but also as one of our trustees. So hugely, hugely happy to hand over to Ebony.
New for 2021, I'm proud to introduce the MVP Award. The criteria for this award expands upon the previous Community Award to take in all those individuals who have gone above and beyond for Coach Court in the last 12 months through their actions and dedications to the charity. These can be our teams directly, the amazing central partners, training and supportive services, right through to the staff base with our donors and supporters. We feel our shortlist reflects this perfectly, so let's meet the 3 nominees now.
Danny deserves his nomination for the MVP award to reflect the amazing support he gave our apprentices during the first lockdown and all of the incredible support that he's given them since then. He gave up his time every week to deliver a range of really engaging workshops and webinars to our young people to really support their personal and professional development during what was a really difficult time for everybody last year. He's got a real passion for what he does. Our apprentices absolutely love him and we're really grateful to him for all of his support. So thanks a lot, Danny. You truly deserve this nomination.
So back in 2015, when we first started working with Lifetime, I got introduced to this absolute fireball of energy based in Nottingham who said to me, I can't believe we've never done something like this before. And he also said, I'll promise to make this work. And more than true to his word, all these years later, Gareth has supported so many young people, employers, and us as a Coach Core team. So Gareth, good luck, but a huge, huge thank you to you for all your dedication and hard work over the years. You really are deserving of this MVP nomination.
So our first year of the Leicester programme couldn't have been timed any worse. Literally starting, and within 3 weeks, Leicester were into a local lockdown. Lucas genuinely went kind of above and beyond to support all of the employers, all of the apprentices across Leicestershire to make sure they've managed to get through these past 15 to 18 months, whilst also starting to look at actually how we can look at apprenticeships across the board and in the landscape of Leicester. So congrats on being shortlisted for the MVP award.
And the winner is Luke Green from Active Together Leicester. Working tirelessly behind the scenes to set up this programme, Luke and the team were devastated to see COVID strike the UK just as young people were finally getting the chance to start the programme. However, thanks to his passion and dedication, he became a vital reason as to why the apprentices, the employers, and the wider Coach Core Leicester programme was able to continue and actually thrive despite these challenges. Amazing stuff, Luke. Thank you for all your hard work.
Luke, floor's yours. I was going to say, keep it brief though.
I feel a bit of a joker standing up here and accepting an award for a programme that every single one of the people in this room deserves to be part of. Coach Corps is us, and most importantly, we're promoting self-worth in people during the hardest times that we've ever faced. So if I can give anyone one thing from this, is for Christ's sake, promote Coach Corps and look after our young people. Show them their self-worth because they have a massive amount to give in this life. We must continue to support them as best as we can. So on behalf of everyone, particularly those in Leicester, Dan from Leicester as an employer, Brogan, fantastic, Aura, who's been an absolute godsend as an apprentice. This is for you guys, it's not mine, it's ours.
Well done, mate. I think that probably sums up why you won it. Huge passion. Thank you so much. So, whistle blows on the first half. But before we get stuck into the second, we feel it's vital that we take this opportunity to also let you know in this room and online where we are intending on going. For those of you that know me, I don't stop. We move forwards, we crack on, and we find new ways of challenging ourselves and the people that we work with. In line with this, we've been genuinely delighted to see the progress and plans for Sport England's Uniting the Movement strategy. Because in true Coach Corps ethos, everything we do is in partnership and in collaboration. And Luke summed that up perfectly. So with that in mind, this sweeping, huge strategy and this cultural change that's going to be sweeping our landscape and has already begun, we hope to play a small but major role in this strategy in the coming years. And who better to talk on that wider vision and ambition than Sport England's very own strategic lead for workforce transformation, Mr. Stuart Armstrong. But before he comes up, in very typical Mr. Stuart Armstrong fashion, up to about 22 minutes ago, this was a speech. Not anymore. It's an interactive chat with three of my team who have been royally thrown under the green Coach Corps bus. So Paul, Amy, Laura, welcome to the stage, along with Mr. Stuart Armstrong, please.
We already heard from Mike at the car play that. Yeah, I can't even pick it up.
Coach Corps team by now must have thought this might happen. But anyway, we'll start. So what I just thought would be worth doing was, rather than me just stand here and wang on about the strategy, which, you know, I'm obviously very passionate about, I'd be interested just to get have a conversation with these people, because these are the people who make it happen. And these are the people who I have a privilege to call partners. Because, I mean, part of this is about recognising them, because they won't ever get this front. I mean, you know, Ed's already spoken, you know, very, very passionately about Gary, and as a leader, he is, for me, one of the examples that our sector dearly needs more of. And the work he's done, and the work he's committed to, and the stuff he does, you know, riding his virtual bike to Manchester with Steve Mitchell panting alongside him. You know, that sort of stuff, you know, it's going over and above and beyond. And then this team, you know, have to kind of adapt and work alongside Gary and alongside myself, and put it all together and make it all, turn the Lego bricks into something bigger and better. And they are building a movement. And one of the big things that we're trying to do with our strategy is to build a movement. This is a movement. Coach Corps is already a movement. And it's a big part of the future of uniting the movement. So anyway, that's just my little starter for 10. I'm happy to take any conversational questions that you have to throw at me. Who's going first? Paul?
I suppose the big question for me, I suppose, is to come back to uniting the movement, and kind of the big things that I'm passionate about is the whole bit around levelling up and kind of giving opportunities for those kind of young people
that kind of need it most. So that when I chat to everybody about coach co, I'm really, really passionate because when I was 16, 17, I would have definitely been a coach co learner with regards to, like, say, disadvantaged background, kind of like one of my parents being at work, stay-at-home mum. So yeah, I suppose it'd be interesting to hear some of your thoughts on how coach co fit into supporting Sport England with regards to leveling up from a coaching perspective and start to actually how do we get this diverse coaching community that we talk about.
Yeah, it's good, really good question actually. I mean, this concept of levelling up is an interesting one, depending on which side of the political fence you sit. But I think from our perspective, the way I look at levelling up is something that we've been doing already for quite some time and learning a lot from, which is about working in place. Again, one of the reasons why Coach Corps is now one of our strategic, what we call system partners, and we're making a 5-year commitment to Coach Corps, is because you do that. That's exactly what you do. You work in place with people in communities and you support them where they are based on the challenges that they face. And everyone's got very different challenges because everyone's got very different lives. And for a long, long time, coaching has been based around almost like what I would describe as like a sausage factory. It's a cookie cutter approach. Like everybody's the same, and you just go through the system and you just churn out coaches with level 1s and level 2 qualifications. It's not what makes great coaches. What makes great coaches is working with them in their environments and working with them in supporting them in the communities that they work with the people that they work with. Even on the panel we had this morning, everyone's different. Everyone's got different experiences and bringing different things to the table, if you like, and everybody needs a different level of support. And you guys epitomise that. And one of the things that people don't realise is how hard that is. You know, it's not only hard for the individuals themselves who are actually going through the process and learning to become a coach and learning all the complexities of working with different people, but then we've just seen the awards for all the people around them supporting them on the journey. But my belief, firm belief, and it's been part of the mission we've had with coaching, is that this is the way to kind of transform coaching. This is the way we create great coaches. And I've met some of the graduates, some of the apprentices, and I tell you what, like I said earlier on, it never, ever ceases to impress me. I can say something here as well, and I'm going out on a little bit of a limb, but I'm going to say it anyway, that in the future, this cohort, these graduates, is where I will be coming for people to join my team. I will be coming to Coach Corps to find people to come and join my team. Now, you might not want to, health warning, but if you are interested in working at somewhere like Sport England at policy level, then this is where I'm coming to find the next generation of people to join our workforce team and across the organisation. Sorry, that was a wide-ranging response to your question, Paul. But yeah, you guys are right at the vanguard of whatever levelling up is, but certainly working in place, you're right there. Amy.
I think, is this on, by the way?
Yeah.
Great. Lucky for everyone. I think, yeah, from our side, as you know, Stuart, and as a lot of people know from the strategy that we launched earlier this year, a big thing for us is around our continued growth, to be able to reach more areas, reach more young people, to be able to support more individuals into employment and education through the programme. But another key aspect of that is how we can continue to make sure that what we're offering is really unique and really adds that value and really brings a fantastic experience to the young people and the communities that we're working with. So I guess my question, linked loosely to Uniting the Movement and how we can continue to create positive experiences, is how can we continue to collaborate with you and with others in the sector to allow us to do that in a really meaningful way.
Aha, well that's where the fun really is. Because as you rightly pointed out, one of the things that we've recognised on the journey, I've been with Sport England 5 years, one of the things we've learned is we used to give money to individual organisations and expect them to solve the world. Or the thinking was if we gave each individual organisation some funding and then the aggregate would be that, you know, we'd bring about societal change. And sadly, if I'm honest, I don't think, well, one of the things we've learned is that doesn't work. What does work, or what might work better, let's say, and we're at the early stages of this, is bringing organisations together to work on some of the big problems. So one of the things we know amongst the coaching workforce, this room is far better, by the way, but across the coaching workforce, in general, you know, they're pretty much, coaching looks like me, male, pale and stale. And, yeah, and a whale. No, But it's true, you know. So we don't have a coaching workforce that is in any way representative of the kinds of people who are all participating in physical activity. And so our goal, one of our big goals in the next 10 years, big challenges, is to ensure that we open up the opportunities for more people from a whole range of different backgrounds to engage. And the system at the moment is completely broken. It doesn't allow it to happen at all. So we need to transform it, fix the system, you know, not the people, fix the system. And that's a big task because the system's pretty resilient, right? And we need to work on that. But the only way we're going to do that is by bringing organisations together to work on these big problems, and to then focus our energy on those big problems and shift the system in that way. And so you guys have already been playing that role because, you know, you're already part of a number of the different collaborative groups that we formed to look at addressing children's experiences or women in coaching and all those different areas. And the contributions you make, you know, that's not necessarily what the funding pays for, but you're passionate about it and you come and commit to that. So we hope that you're going to be doing more of that with other partners and getting into the really tough work that are going to help bring about that shift.
You've talked a lot about kind of the bringing together of different organisations, and we've heard some fantastic stories about our grads and apprentices, and from our panel about the individual drivers, the things that makes them get out of bed in the morning when things are a little bit tough. And I'm sure, Stuart, there are days when things are a little bit tough. Bringing together all these partners with different ways they want to contribute and make things work and with different ideas. So I was just curious about what kind of drives you to kind of keep pushing through, and what kind of challenges might you have had that you're kind of looking to overcome?
Well, thank you, Laura.
Sorry, I made it personal. I just wanted to go.
I'm glad you did actually, and I appreciate that. The first thing I'd say is throughout the pandemic, I think one of the things it's not always been easy working at Sport England. When I first started, I sort of thought I'd last about 18 months before they found me out. And I'm still here 5 years on. And there's been times when the culture's been quite interesting, and I found it quite difficult and quite challenging, if I'm totally honest. One thing I found really difficult, and Ed will attest to this, is, you know, when I first brought Coach Corps to one of our senior leaders, very excited about, wow, look at this amazing opportunity with this partner. Didn't go that well, did it, Ed? And I couldn't quite... anyway, but I couldn't quite understand kind of why, and didn't quite and the organisation never quite understood the power of workforce. So I found it really challenging. And then as we went into the pandemic, what was really interesting was one of the things the pandemic did was it really kind of gave me the opportunity to really connect a bit better with parts of the organisation that I couldn't do that with before. And what became really interesting was how people then began to fully realise, wow, there's actually loads of people out here doing stuff, and we really need them to do stuff. And those stories started coming forward, and that was really exciting. But in terms of the challenge, I mean, the one thing is that I've been very fortunate. I can't ever say that, and this is one of the things that drives me, is however challenging working through the pandemic was for me, I knew it was never anything anywhere near the challenges other people faced. And that's what drives me, to be honest, because there are people who have it far harder than I do. And they get up every day and they do this stuff, and they go out and help people in their communities. And I hear the stories, you know, I heard the stories at the UK Coaching Awards, I hear the stories of the people here, and I hear what people are prepared to do for other people. That's what gets me out of bed every morning. It's easy.
Awesome. Thank you very much to my team for that, but just for the last year, absolute rock stars. I'm going to quickly, as in with all things health and physical activity, for those of you that are at the back, whose legs are creaking, and you want to come and have a sit down, by all means. Those of you whose bums have gone numb and you want to jump up and go and stand at the back, there's an ample opportunity now to go and do that, but if not, stay where you are. Firstly, just wanted to say a huge thank you to Stuart. We are really excited about the future. I think for those of you that, again, have been bored by me many times before, I believe in the expression fish rots from the head, as lovely as that sounds. And it really excites me that we've got real doers and pushers, and you only have to listen to Stuart's podcast and some of the other ones where actually you don't have to be so well behaved. They're my favourite ones, and you really can go for it. So people like Stuart and Emma and Hugh at UK Active that's signing up with us today. there's a number of different leaders and stuff in the sector. The coaches that are on the ground have been wanting and needing for a very long time, myself included. And Paul talks similar background for me, and a coach from the age of 17. So I am genuinely excited for the future of Coach Corps, but critically for the future of our sector. So thank you, Stuart. Massively. And so with that, I can't think of a better person to present our Mentor of the Year award. So over to you.
So one of the things I love about Coach Corps, and I mentioned this earlier on, is they take a very different approach to the development of coaches, particularly coaches working in community settings. The way they do it is usually reserved for people in the high performance space where mentors are brought forward. And you guys do it right from the start. So you're helping people, you're guiding them. Now, the best way I can describe a mentor for me is, and we've heard it today, is a friend. It's somebody who puts the arm around. It's somebody sometimes who uses the tough love. It's somebody who knows how to apply those different things. They can be a guide. They can be a navigator. They can be a sense maker. They've got all these different roles, and it's a pretty challenging role. So actually, in my opinion, I've been fortunate to have a few mentors in my life, and they've been transformational for me. But I didn't get it until later. So the fact that Coach Corps apprentices have a mentor from the get-go is so powerful. So I'm really delighted to be able to announce the Mentor of the Year. I'm waiting a bit.
Well done, Cookie, on getting the nomination for Mentor of the Year. I just want to say a big congratulations for obviously, first of all, getting the nomination, but it's fully deserved for all the hard work that you do with Asan and also Lizzie as well, and obviously the work you do with me and helping out on education days, bringing the equipment, obviously getting involved in some of the practical sessions as well. So thank you, Cookie.
Dwayne Murray, what was I? So I've known Dwayne for 9 years now, and he was my first mentor when I first got in the sporting world, and he's helped so many people through that journey of getting the foot in the door to hopefully either getting them into education and employment at the end of it. Dwayne's also looked after 2 past apprentices, and Anne-Marie and Lewis, and he's done a fantastic job with both of them from where he first picked them up to where they are now, and both working full-time for Hattrick and developing their own programmes, and all of that's because of the support of Dwayne. And to everyone else he's helped in the volunteer programme within Hattrick. So well done, Wazza.
First of all, massive congratulations, Lauren, for making one of the finalists for Mentor of the Year. Fully deserved recognition for all the hard work you've done for obviously supporting myself and all the Leeds cohort as well. Obviously, it is the first year for Leeds, and the work you've put in has massively helped it and made my job a lot easier, made it a lot of a more successful programme for the apprentices as well, running from sorting all our facilities out, getting some practical space, which was also a challenge, and also the support you give Jurawire on a one-to-one basis is just second to none, so really well done for that.
Patrick and Coach Corps Tyne and Weir.
I didn't expect to be standing up, to be honest. Just one of the fun thoughts you asked me for the nomination. I first met Wasim when he came from the and now he's drinking champagne at the moment, so he's doing quite well. I just want to say thank you to Austin Hattrick in general. Like, our team is amazing. It's such a small team with the resources and we do as best as we can. And a big shout out to our two managers keeping them up. They do a really good job. So yeah, cheers.
Well done, Brian. Superb. And thank you again to Stuart. Did anybody get also recorded at the 5-year commitment is in. We haven't done the last bit of the paperwork, so the treasurer at the back just had a huge smile on his face at that point there, but thank you. Okay, so now just to introduce Scott. Once again, for those of you that are here this morning and have been part of the programme for a while, you'll know Scott all too well. But essentially, Team GB, gymnastics head coach, winning multiple Olympic and major medals over the last decade. And again, critically though, has given so much time and support to me, to this programme since 2017. So hugely happy to have Scott in the room and welcome him to the stage now.
I think, firstly, I just want to say a massive congratulations, because Coach Core, didn't they just win something this week, was it? What did you win, Gary? Was it Transforming Lives at the UK Coaching Awards? So I think that deserves a massive round of applause. And I know so many people have said it already, but Gary is an absolute legend, and this wouldn't be what it is without him. So, anyway, as Gary mentioned, I've not only worked at the top level of my sport for many years, but for the past 4 years, I've been an employer of Coach Core apprentices at the South Essex Gymnastics Club. For me and for us, we are so proud to provide pathways into those all-important first roles in the sector, whilst also giving the club young, relatable role models the kids can all look up to. This is the Coach Core principle of every Coach Core programme, and I am therefore delighted to introduce the short list of the 3 peer organisations who share my passion for delivering and supporting young people.
Dan and Sarah over at Leicester City and the community have just been fantastic as employers. Literally, they couldn't have done any more for their apprentices during their time with the organisation. And considering what we've had thrown at us in the last 18 months, they've just been exemplary, time after time going above and beyond what would be asked of an employer at this time.
Again, massive well done, and thank you for all the excellent opportunities you've gave Dan and Taylor throughout their apprenticeship. You've trusted them with a lot of their own events, a lot of projects, and obviously through COVID, you have all worked together really well to provide the over 15,000, I think the number was, of food parcels, and then all the sport and all the other activities that Dan and Taylor are providing as well. So really well done, and good luck for the award.
Percy Park had Adam as an apprentice on the first cohort within Northumberland Tyne and Wear, and the support they gave him was immense, allowing him to run his own rugby festivals off the back of being in primary schools. And now Adam's a full-time member of staff, and they've got a new apprentice called Tom, who Adam is now his mentor, so it just shows that clear path that Percy Park have for developing their coaches and bringing new coaches in and allowing them to learn off those past apprentices, and they can pass on their experience, which shows a really good, clear development route. So well done, Percy Park.
The LS14 Trust from the Coach Core Leads programme. Now, during COVID, the team chose to pivot their business model and expand their operations even further so that they could provide even greater youth work and mentoring support for the young people of Leeds, whilst also supporting their apprentices throughout that difficult time. An absolutely well-deserved win.
Thank you very much. Genuinely very surprised to have won this, so thank you so much. We're not a sports organisation, however we see the huge benefit of sports in youth and community work. And Dan and Taylor, thank you so much. You've been an absolute pleasure to manage. We've had so much fun. The energy you brought to the organisation, I know I speak on behalf of myself, Howard and the rest of the team when I say they've packed bags, they've been in the COVID response. I think we're up to about 5,000 activity packs for young people across Leeds now, but they've also run huge sports camps, they've been running girls groups and sports leaders campaigns, and I'm just so proud of you, and thank you so much.
All right, who's signing up for LS14? I'm in. I am in. Awesome, great job, everybody. And I know how hard all of those employers have worked. Again, we have the horrendous job on a panel that gets changed for every single award, so there can be no bias. And honestly, it just gets harder and harder. But the 3 this year have been incredible, and you should all be so proud of how you pulled your apprentices through, but also how much you probably don't even realise how much you inspired your local community. So, you know, a huge thank you on their behalf, I'm sure. Right, it's the killer one. Sorry, it's the final award. The one that really does test a lot of people. It's the most contested one, and every year we're presented with a list of young people who are completely, I think Ed said it brilliantly earlier, living, breathing embodiment of what it is to be a Coach Corps apprentice. We've had 700 apprentices now. We're going to be celebrating our 10th year next year. Every year, in the true Coach Corps ethos way, we aim to get better. And the main way that we do that is by listening to our apprentices. That's what makes this even harder every single year, from the standards and the quality that the apprentices provide. To take the chance to do something that you're passionate about and then excel on your career pathway to become not just an asset to your employer, but really positively influence your local community is something you should all be proud of. And as I say, every year that list gets longer and every year it gets harder to choose from. But I'm delighted to hand back to a familiar face who sadly can't be with us today, sadly very poorly, and also preparing, trying to get fit for another game. But this familiar face has supported the charity for a number of years now, and we'll introduce the following nominees.
It really is a great honour to introduce to you the Apprentice of the Year for 2021. The following 3 nominees have been voted by their employers, their learning coaches and their peers, as 3 individuals have taken the opportunity to better themselves and in turn created a huge impression on the people around them in every sense. I know firsthand how important it is to not only take that chance, but to also work hard once it's given to you. So I'm proud of everyone that has been recognised for this illustrious award. So without further ado, let's meet the 3 apprentice heroes.
It's just been an absolute pleasure to have on the Leicestershire programme. I think right from the recruitment event, it was clear to see just how much passion, energy and enthusiasm she had.
She's always managed to put a smile on everyone's face. She works tirelessly to develop herself and also to develop those in the community and around her to bring a positive impact to their lives as well. So I just want to say thank you for being so wonderful. Thank you for your hard work, and you thoroughly deserve this nomination. So good luck.
A big congratulations, Dan Hill, for getting the Apprentice of the Year nomination. Really well deserved, mate. All the hard work that you've put in at LS14, and especially for an apprentice, putting in funding applications, doing your own events, helping out through lockdown, all the food parcels you've done and all the support you're giving all the other apprentices as well, and working closely with Taylor as well at LS14. Really well done.
We're nominating Nicole for this Coach Corps Award due to her brilliant contribution to the outstanding delivery of PE and school sport upon Berwick upon Tweed. Nicole's an excellent role model to all young children and adults as well in Berwick, and she will be fully deserved of this award. Good luck, Nicole.
And the 2021 Apprentice of the Year is Aura from Coach Corps Leicester. Congratulations, Aura. What an inspiring story to others about how barriers are only barriers if you let them stop you. Not only has she had to overcome multiple personal challenges,
this, I thought I didn't meet the criteria, and it has been the most rewarding journey of my life, really. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm all right as well. No worry. Dan, stand up. Nicole, stand up. Just amazing. I hope you feel unbelievably proud to be on that list because it was so deep and so strong. I am so proud of all three of you. Congratulations to you all. Just amazing. So that draws to an end yet another Coach Corps Awards, our fourth, and with the fifth being in our 10th year of Coach Corps, we are hugely excited to what we hope will be an even bigger and better affair in the sense of a bigger event so we can celebrate with more of our young people. Firstly, a huge thank you to everyone here and for those that are dialing in online. We realise these awards have, over time, become really important. They provide some fantastic motivation and inspiration to all of our teams, but they also highlight the incredible work that our apprentices, our learning coaches, our employers and our mentors are doing every single day. Genuinely, the true heart of Coach Corps are all of those groups. So huge thank you from me, the team and the trustee board. Thank you. Thank you also to our incredible ambassadors, and obviously today, Ebony, Rich, Scott, Hayden. So grateful for you joining us today and helping, as I say, to continue that inspiration. I was talking to Scott earlier about the fact that when we did our big event at Loughborough, we had some incredible, dare I say it, and apologies for sounding slightly crass, but some real A-list sports stars there. And one of the most pleasing things over the 10 years on Coach Corps has been the feedback that it was amazing. I got to meet this person, I got to meet that person. But they're there. And I want to be this person coming up. So people like, particularly Scott's journey, to know that that hustle is there and how hard you have to graft and that you don't have to be born a winner, is somebody that you can just aspire and work towards. So we're hugely grateful for our ambassadors that epitome that journey. So thank you to them hugely. Thank you also to Richard today for joining us and giving up your time as a photographer. You, jokes aside, have come in at very last notice, and I appreciate it. Your shots, I'm sure, will really help us celebrate the day. But critically, I'd also like to thank just a couple of other groups. So firstly, our incredible trustee board, who give up so much time and energy to this charity, particularly to Ed, who supports me on a weekly basis. We genuinely couldn't do it without you, and a huge thank you to you all on the board. I'd also like to thank the donors and supporters. Again, I think many of you know that Coach Corps has been on a heck of a journey, and we find ourselves with some incredibly loyal, passionate and powerful supporters that don't just support us in the sense of finance, but they support us with their belief in what we do and the additional resources that they bring to our programs because of that belief and passion. So that includes Lifetime, Collinson's, Temasek, the many, many trusts and foundations that enable all of our work locally, Sport England, our friends at UK Coaching, Sport for Development Coalition, and a number of other governing bodies that support our work. Again, I cannot say it enough. Coach Corps does not exist without partnership working, and we're just very fortunate that we've got the best partners in the business supporting and driving our programme. So thank you. Finally, a huge thank you to my team. Ed mentioned it earlier. We get out of bed ridiculously early and we go to bed ridiculously late. We do this because we love it, we believe in it. Some of us have been on this journey, from kids through to teenagers, through to coaches, through to sports for development professionals. It absolutely should give everybody in this room and online confidence that this organisation will always have people that are passionate about this cause. We're not here to do things because it makes us look good. We're here because we want to make you guys look good and get the chances and opportunities that you deserve. So, thank you, team. Love you to bits. let's crack on for 22, eh? Now, believe it or not, for a person that's waffled for most of this, I actually hate doing these things. So I want to leave this event in the hands of somebody who also epitomises this, a top graduate and a person who really did take that chance with both hands. So please welcome to the stage Dan, graduate from Coach Corps London and Greenhouse Sports.
You hear me at the back? Yep. Cool. Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm lucky enough to play at this wonderful cricket ground back in 2014. Before I joined Coach Corps, I was trying to start my coaching career, but I found that starting dead-end jobs with very little prospect. Some of the barriers I had seemed to focus around the disabilities that I had were my speech, and before the age of 7 and 8, I was completely non-verbal. So that was very difficult. But I had reconstructive surgery, and that gave me the opportunity to get into, or give me the chance to move forward. Most of the opportunities were non-paid jobs, but that seemed to be the barrier with the speech. But joining Coach Corps changed everything. I have loved everything about Coach Corps, and I particularly like all the people who work at Coach Corps. The mentor and apprentices side of Coach Corps is excellent and has a lasting impact. I've always felt respected and valued. When I came through my apprenticeship, I was mentored by Coach Nathan of the London branch. The most empowering moment for me on my time at the course was when he drove all the way from London to Cambridge, which is where I live, and which was my daily commute, and he helped me with the horsework side of the part of the course, and I found it a real struggle. But with his help and guidance, he really helped me achieve the best I can with that, and I went on to pass the course. Coach Corps also allowed me to develop my confidence and get new coaching qualifications such as a level 2 in fitness and a level 1 in football coaching. In the 3.5 years since I've been passing my Coach Corps course, I've been a full-time head coach at Greenhouse Sport, as an apprentice, as an assistant coach, and as a head coach. I have delivered PE programs in a mainstream setting and in a special needs setting. During the COVID pandemic, I also ran a special needs sector program, which also meant I had to provide opportunities, even though it was in tough times. We gave the opportunity to support everyone involved. And on top of the difficulties around COVID, I also went and did food technician classes to help the school out when the school was short. So far, I've been able to help out in 8 schools across London, as well as in table tennis and basketball programs, as well as the mainstream school part of the course. I've even attended fundraising events to help the company grow and evolve. Outside of Coach Corps and London, I have set up my own cricket coaching sessions down at my local community, at my local club, to provide young people the opportunity to come and play sport. I have also helped join the Essex County Disability Team to help provide people with special needs the opportunity to play sport in cricket. I now act as an ambassador for the Coach Corps Youth Board, and have tried to grow as a mentor so I can give the best people, the young people on the course, the best possible chance of success. You should always take every opportunity with both hands. You should be able to empower and develop the young people for the future, and also take new opportunities with both hands, because you never know what doors they will open, and you never know which young people or young adult you will empower and inspire for a better future. Thank you.
To say I'm proud of Dan would be a slight understatement. So again, thank you everybody. By all means, don't feel to be rushed out of this room. Connect with some of the incredible people and stories that you've heard today. There's absolutely still a few more drinks at the back of the room if you'd like to take your time. But again, on behalf of everybody obviously online, thank you very much. But particularly for those in your room for making the journey. Thank you so much.